Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Reading Arabic with Mina. Today's lesson is about the Arabic letter Khaa. The letter Khaa is the seventh letter of the Arabic alphabet, and it is one of the three letters that share the same shape but with a different dot position. The dot of the Khaa is above the letter. The Khaa sound is a feature of the Arabic language, and it is represented by a standalone letter. If we break down the sound itself of Kha, we will notice that it's a combination between Ka and Ha. The places where we produce the Ka and Ha, if we in some way combine these two letters, they will produce the Kha sound. We will talk about this later when we discuss the exercises. But regarding the existence of the letter in other languages, yes, the Kha sound is more familiar to non-Arabic speakers than the sound of the letter Ha. Most of these languages produce this sound as a variation of a different sound or as a combination of two sounds combined together. Only a few languages like Arabic have the Kha sound as a standalone, represented by an actual letter such as Farsi and Hebrew. To know more about these languages, please visit my blog post in the link below in the description. Now, in the case of English language, where the Kha sound doesn't exist, when we write Arabic words in English letters, we represent the Kha with KH. Why KH? Because this indicates, the H actually indicates that the Ka is not just a Ka, because in Arabic we have Ka sound and in English we have Ka sound. So when you find a word or a name of a place or a person that has KH, this means even if they pronounce it Ka, they still pronounce it Ka. But the H here indicates that in the original language, that is Arabic, this name has a different sound. So it is written KH and it is still pronounced Ka. So if we have words like Khadija, it is written KH and pronounced Khadija. Khalid, Khalid. Khawla, Khawla. Now, allow me to walk you through some tips to help you master the sound of the letter Kha. Now, if we talk about the letter Kha and its replacement with the Ka sound in English, you would wonder why it is represented by the Ka and Ha. Or actually, why is it Ka sound in English? Like when I said the word Khadija, Khadija. Well, I think that to non-Arabic speakers who are not programmed, or they're not wired to use the Kha sound, when they listen to the Kha sound, they will receive it as Ka. For some reason, the Ka and Kha, they have the same pathways from the throat, and they are received as Ka for non-Arabic speakers. So this is the starting point where we broke down the Kha sound to the Ka and Ha. And here where we will be practicing the Ka and Ha. Now, when you produce the Ka sound, you feel that it's a solid, rough, harsh sound coming out from the top of your throat. And then we have the Ha, the whispery, the soft sound coming deep down from your throat. So they, as if they are two opposite sounds. But the trick here, or the challenge, is that we want to blend these two sounds, because these two sounds actually produce the new sound, the new blended sound. So how are we going to do it? First, I want you to pronounce K, K, and then Ha, Ha. And then I want you to immediately pronounce the two letters at the same time. K, K. It's going to be impossible, right? Because they have two different articulations or places, and the K is stronger. The K is stronger than the Ha. So all the time, if they are in a race, the K will come out before the Ha. K. So if you want to blend them together, the K has to take away some of its stiffness, and the Ha has to take away some of its softness. So when they are blended together, the softness of the Ha will scatter the stiffness of the Ka, and it will become less rough. And the Ha also will be a bit more harsher, but not harsh as the Ka sound, but they will blend in a very special way that will make them come out together as one letter from one place that is at the top of your throat. So imagine that you are removing something from your throat, or that you are choked with a piece of food and you're removing it and you're producing this sound. This sound is the actual letter that we are aiming at to practice the sound of the letter Kha. Now, in this exercise, it's an easier one, and we can actually visualize this sound, the snoring sound. Uh, Basically, the Kha sound can be strongly related to snoring, because what I just explained about how to produce the Kha sound, the detailed uh, story about the Ka and Ha, here we can just immediately apply it by the snoring. So what happens when we snore? The air that we exhale, it comes out from the mouth, not from the nose, because we have issues with our breathing. So the air doesn't flow naturally, softly, without any sound. Actually, it bumps into something within our throat or our tongue or whatever. And then this creates a harsh sound that is, and this is how the Kha sound is produced. Maybe in sleeping or in snoring, it becomes out naturally and continuously, but actually, I'm just comparing it to the Kha sound, because when you practice the Kha sound, I want it just as a single sound, not a continuous snoring. But snoring will help you to recognize or understand how the sound of the Kha is produced. I hope this is helpful. Now, the two exercises I gave you, they sound logical and easy to perform, but actually they need time. You need time to practice how to produce the Kha naturally when you speak Arabic, or when you read Arabic words that has the word Kha. Take your time. If you find the first exercise more practical, because it makes sense and you start gradually, it's fine, especially if you are a speaker of a language that doesn't have the Kha sound. And if you like to just quickly practice without any background information, you just practice snoring. Or if you're a person who actually snores, it's going to be easy to visualize where does the sound actually come from. All you need is to practice, or to practice mastering the sound in your throat, and after a time, you're gonna find yourself pronouncing it easily, inshallah. So the neutral sound of the letter Kha with sukoon is, and when we apply harakat with fatha Ha, with dhamma Khu, and with kasra Khi. Now, let's listen to some examples of Arabic words that contain the letter Kha, just to familiarize your ear with the Kha sound blended with other words.
اذكري لي يا صديقتي كلمات تبدأ بحرف الخاء.
خيار، خروف، خيمة، خيط.
Now, with our usual hint to remember how to link the sound of the letter with its shape. Now, as you can see, we have here Jim, the precious letter, with the dot inside of it because it likes to collect gems and jewelries. And then we have the Ha, the Hur letter that likes to be free from any dots. And now finally we have the third letter that has the same shape, Ha. The dot is above the letter. Now, how can we remember this? Do you remember when we talked about sleeping? Usually when people sleep, not usually, just a few people, when they sleep, what do they wear? A sleeping cap or a nightcap. Okay? So, imagine that the dot of the Kha is the sleeping cap. Why does this letter is wearing a sleeping cap? Because it's sleeping and it is snoring all the time. So when you see this cap or when you see this dot, link it immediately with the cap, the sleeping cap, and imagine the snoring. And which sound has this snoring sound? It is definitely the Kha. I hope this is useful and it will help you to remember the sound and the shape and the dot position of the Kha. And that was all for our lesson today about the letter Kha. Thank you for watching and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.